GamesWeasel.com. Review.
Now call me a bit weird, but I've never really been a fan of Halo. It's possibly the most run-of-the-mill FPS ever made and not a patch on anything Valve's ever made. Similarly, I just can't get to grips with RTSs either. I can pat my head and rub my tummy at the same time, no problem. But when it does come to collecting resources, building bases, fighting enemies and defending other units all at once, my brain does tend to go into meltdown. However, I am willing to give Halo Wars a fair trial as it takes the Halo universe away from the FPS genre, and being developed exclusively for the 360, it's bound to be simpler than anything on the PC. And luckily, that's exactly how it plays. This one's a stripped down RTS that will appeal to anyone who finds the genre a bit too complicated. Once again, the Covenant's up to no good, and you being a commander on the orbiting ship, the Spirit of Fire, must command your troops on the ground to stop them. So it's the usual top-down perspective you'd expect, and movement is simply a case of selecting units, moving a cursor to where you want them to go, and hitting the X button. Do this over an enemy and they'll attack, and press the Y button and they'll perform a special attack, be it throwing grenades or running troops down in your Warthog. Base building is also very simple. You're given areas where you can build them, and also areas on the base itself where you can build upgrades for mining resources, upgrade the tech ability of your base, build defensive turrets, and build barracks to train new troops and send them into battle. Missions range from exploratory missions where you must gain new ground, lighting up the fog of war as you go, to refugee protection missions in towns where you must get them to the ships in time before they get destroyed. There are also more direct missions where you only control troops and vehicles as you infiltrate interior bases and perform specific missions. Each of the 15 levels in the campaign are also topped and tailed with some superb cutscenes. This is refreshing to see compared to menu screens and voiceover, or even worse, some pretty poor acting I've seen in other RTS games I don't care to mention. Our old favourite, well at least for some of us, Master Chief's not in the game, but you do have a number of heroes to lead your troops into battle, including a number of Spartans who do look the part. You can also zoom into the action a little way to see what's going on, but you can't get as close as the Dawn of War games. And once you finish single player on the varying difficulties, you can try multiplayer. You can play 1-on-1 and even 3-on-3 as you command your troops, vehicles and ships from above, and there are 14 maps of varying sizes to cater for how many people are playing. There's also a quick handy skirmish mode in there for quick multiplayer battles. I enjoyed Halo Wars simply because I'm not really into RTS games. Now if you're in the same boat and you love Halo, this is definitely worth a look. For anyone who's comfortable with Command and Conquer, this game probably holds your hand a little bit too much and will ultimately frustrate you in that there's not a lot of room and freedom within the campaign missions themselves. Halo Wars gets an excellent 8 out of 10.
You've been watching a review from Games Weasel. If you want to get the show each week, which includes video game reviews, news, previews, competitions and special features, then head over to GamesWeasel.com for our video podcast, Games Weasel TV.
GamesWeasel.com.